first time watching the very first Doctor Who episode ever. I'm really excited for this one, so let's just do it! What's up, ladies and gentlemen? My name's Affan, and welcome to my channel. If you're new to the channel, I'm watching New Who at the moment. I'm almost starting Series 7, but before I do, I wanted to do some bonus Doctor Who stuff, and one of my patrons suggested that I watch the first ever Doctor Who episode. Ever. An Unearthly Child, I believe it's called. Yes, it is. And that's the one I'll be watching today. Just the first one. I know there are 4 parts to it, but I'll be watching just the very first one. And then after that, I'll be watching this other bonus Doctor Who sort of a movie, because it's about an hour and 20 minutes long, an adventure in space and time. So that's what's coming up next on the channel after this one. Now, of course, all of this you can see right now, because right now it's up on Patreon. Link in the description to my Patreon. Thank you so much, every single one of you, for supporting me all this time. And full-length reactions to these go up on Patreon as well, and they go up really early as well. So yeah, if you're into that sort of thing, like I said, link in the description, check it out. In the description, you'll find links to the rest of the Doctor Who stuff that I've done, other classic episodes, and also New Who, and other shows like Breaking Bad, and A Better Call Saul, and Squid Game, and so on and so forth, House of the Dragon, you name it, I have it. Let's just get into this classic episode, because I'm very excited to see it. Without any further, a Mountain Dew, so here we go. Ooh. Yeah. The classic Who intro music, and the intro as well. Black and white? Probably, yeah. So this is where it all started, eh? The inception of Doctor Who. Totter's Lane? Totter's Lane? It's very blurry. Foreman, I think. Music's still playing. It's kind of like Mission Impossible, isn't it? I never really connected those two before. TARDIS or just a regular police box? It's back in the day, so I don't know. Those things might have actually existed at that point. An unearthly child. Are they referring to the Doctor? Who knows? Now that's quite interesting. You know, New Who started with this episode with the Nestine Conscience, which are these mannequins and statues and stuff. There are statues all around the box in this episode as well. She knocked on her before she could talk.
Oh, not gone yet?
Obviously not.
Ooh, ask a silly question. Susan Foreman. How old is she, Barbara?
15.
Foreman? It was written on the thing, wasn't it? Totter's Lane, Foreman.
Knows more science than I'll ever know. She's a genius. Is that what she's been doing with history?
Something like that.
She's too good.
I got the address from the secretary, Mrs. Lane, and I went along there one evening. There isn't anything there.
It's a bit of a mystery.
She's the unearthly child, eh? It's Doctor Who, come on. Do you know what show you're on? There are never simple answers.
I thought we could drive there, wait till she arrives, and see where she goes.
All right.
Is she like the Doctor's companion, since she knows so much? Is it her?
John Smith is the stage name for the Honourable Aubrey. Wait.
I'll return it tomorrow. Oh, that's not necessary till you finished it. I'll have finished it.
Oh, where do you live, Susan? I'm giving Miss Wright a lift home. I've got room for one more.
I rather like walking in the English fog. It's sort of mysterious. You say that as if...
As if you're an alien.
We'll see you in the morning? I expect so.
That's art. What was that? Supposed to be.
Oh, I suppose we are doing the right thing.
Can't justify curiosity. The truth is, we're both curious about Susan, and we won't be happy until we know some of the answers.
It is a bit odd, you know.
I expect there's a very simple explanation.
Following your student home.
Explain the fact that a 15-year-old girl does not know how many shillings...
A 15-year-old girl, nonetheless. Yeah.
She said she thought we were on the decimal system. The United States has a decimal. Yes, of course, the decimal system hasn't started yet.
She got the fraying? Or a foreigner. Well, Gallifreyans are foreigners.
I was giving a talk about chemicals.
I can see red turns to blue, Mr. Chesterton, but that's because we're dealing with two inactive chemicals. I'm not being rude, but couldn't we deal with two active chemicals and get on with something else?
These simple experiments are child's play to her.
This is very interesting.
Set the class a problem with A, B, and C as the 3 dimensions.
It's impossible unless you use D&D.
Time being the 4th dimension, I suppose. What do you make the 5th dimension?
Space.
Stupid or just doesn't know? We have a 15-year-old girl who is absolutely brilliant at some things, excruciatingly bad at others, and, well, just inexplicable at the rest. She looks round like somebody who's afraid she's being watched. She is 15. She might be meeting a boy. Did that occur to you?
Hope she is.
You too?
Well, it would be so normal.
Well, yeah, I guess. It'd be better than living alone in like a...
If we're about to interfere in something that is best left alone.
I probably...
Dropped it.
That's where the TARDIS is, right?
Ian?
There's the TARDIS.
No, wait. It's not her. Quick.
You didn't see them?
Excuse me.
What are you doing here?
One of our pupils, Susan Foreman, came into this yard.
Really?
We saw her from across the street.
We're spying on her.
We heard a young girl's voice call out to you.
You must have imagined it.
I certainly did not imagine it.
This is the doctor?
You have no right to be here. I'm trespassing.
That's very sus, by the way. A child in your cupboard. Yeah, not a great look.
Naturally, we're worried.
It is no business of mine. I suggest you leave here.
That sounds... I mean, that looks really sus-like. I know he's an alien, but he's not doing himself any favors.
Mr. Chesterton and Miss Wright, Susan.
Don't you think you're being rather high-handed, young man?
But why won't you help us?
I'm not hindering you. You intrude here and start making accusations and implications. That's your policeman.
While you nip off
Yeah.
in the other direction, I
There
suppose.
you see more suspicions. More insults.
Excuse me.
Doing out there, grandfather?
What are you doing? Young man, come back.
Wait, these teachers... really just forced their way in here. I mean, like I said, it looked sus, but he just said, "What are you doing out there, Grandpa?" So why would you then do it after she said he's Grandpa?
This unwarrantable intrusion.
Okay, the audio mixing is terrible. The background noise is so loud.
It was just a fox.
Perhaps.
It can't be.
It was, you saw it.
Bigger on the inside.
Just a minute.
Ooh, I saw a microphone.
It moves. The TARDIS can go anywhere.
TARDIS.
I made up TARDIS from the initial time and relative dimension in space.
Oh, so Susan gave it a name. Wait, so that's...
Came inside
Oh.
dimensions from outside.
Didn't he at one point mention that he had kids or grandkids or something? That's her? I knew who, I mean. So the granddaughter gave it a name?
Oh, Susan, don't be ridiculous.
They'll never...
So what are these called, like,
Won't you believe us? We just
you know,
tell us the truth.
You have heard...
like the official name?
I know these Earth people better than you. Their minds reject things they don't understand.
That's true.
You can't keep us here.
Why do you insist upon lying to us?
I'm not lying! I loved England in the 20th century.
You are one of us.
I've had enough of this. Come on, let's get out of here.
You can't get out.
Uh-oh. I honestly like this. Because the Doctor is coming across more as a villain than a hero here.
He doesn't understand. Let them go now. What if it is true?
Well, it can't be, I tell you.
Very well, I can't stop you.
But don't Ian.
Nice. Lovely. I like this Doctor. Such an asshole.
Let them possess even one idea that such a ship as the TARDIS might be possible.
But grandfather, don't you see? If we let them go now, they can't.
So why are you arguing with them then? Just let them believe that it's all fake and an illusion.
No, my child, we both know that we cannot let our secret loose into the world of the 20th century.
But you can't keep them prisoners here.
Prisoners anywhere.
I cannot let you go, schoolteacher. Whether you believe what you have been told is of no importance.
So why are you arguing again?
In a time
If I have to use force to get out of here, I will, you know.
Maybe.
Father, no!
No, you don't!
They're leaving. Bye. Wow. He kidnapped him. So they're two. Okay. So those are his companions then? It's like the Van Gogh painting. The Starry Night. You know? Okay. With these old-timey movies, I've noticed that the audio is excruciatingly painful. Different times, eh? Different times. Where'd they land? That's the end? Land on another planet or something? It looks like a human, so it might not be. Alright, that's a lovely. That was pretty decent episode. Very intriguing. Very, sort of draws you in. It had me interested. I liked it. I liked it a lot, actually. I thought the dialogue was pretty good. The acting was pretty good. The Doctor was very different. Very different, you know? Like, I think I even said it at some point. It seems like he's the villain. Because, one, what they're saying, right? You took in this little 15-year-old girl. And he's just, like, not accepting it, not denying it. He's just being so, like, a bit rude, you know what I mean? A bit aggressive. And you're like, whoa, what is this guy up to? Like, if you don't know this Doctor Who, you would totally think this guy might be a fan of the Files. You know what I mean? Wow, that's quite a first episode to have, and quite a cliffhanger there as well. Like, where did they go? What's going to happen to the teachers? What's that shadow of? It's a man. It looked like a man. I don't know what it is. Who knows at this point? You know what I mean? It's very interesting. Like I said, the dialogue was so good as well. Very well written. Very well written episode overall. Okay. I suppose it would have to be, if it is the first ever episode, you'd have to really nail it. And I think they really did nail it. I absolutely loved this. I'm not going to lie. I really enjoyed this. And I really want to see the next part as well. You know what? Oh, I have so much to watch. We will skip it for now, but I think we will come back to this because I think this might have been one of the best episodes, classic Who episodes that I've seen. And it's pretty interesting. So next I'm going to be watching An Adventure in Space and Time. And then maybe after that. And then after that, we're going to start series 7. And then somewhere along there, maybe we'll revisit this episode or the rest of the parts of this episode. Yeah, very much enjoyed it. Very different from what I'm used to. The Doctor was, particularly the Doctor. I mean, all the characters were obviously different and new, but the Doctor in particular, it's a character that I'm familiar with. But not this guy. This guy is very different. So it's good. And now it's his granddaughter. His granddaughter gave the TARDIS the name TARDIS. So what are they called in general then? Because like those machines, like they have other ones we've seen in other classic Who stories that the Gallifreyans had other time traveling machines as well. So what are they called just in general? If this was a name that this little girl gave to this particular machine, like, what's the actual name, the official name of it? I guess we'll find out sometime in the future, or you guys will let me know in the comments down below. But yeah, let me know what was your first ever Doctor Who episode. My first ever Doctor Who episode was Rose, series 1, and knew who that is, episode 1. And like I said, it's quite interesting that they had statues around the TARDIS in this one as well. And obviously that whole episode surrounded around the mannequins or statues, you know what I mean? And that episode was quite scary. And this one had a few scary moments as well. So yeah, I enjoyed this one a lot. I hope you did as well. If you did, do drop a like. Subscribe if you're new to the channel. And if you want to see the next episode or the next whatever I, watch, you can right now. Link in the description to my Patreon, and that's where those videos will go first. Full-length reactions are there as well. Thank you so much, every single one of you, for supporting me all this time, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Until then, have a nice